adventures of Biggles.
Biggles and Bertie literally fly into trouble some miles south of the oasis. In this area, the desert is broken up by a number of rocky crags with a rugged range of mountains in the distance. Flying low, the airmen are nervous of a collision with the hills when an eagle suddenly appears in front of the plane. With a sickening crash, the huge bird smashes into the windscreen, shattering into a horrible mess over the perspex. To their dismay, the airmen can't see beyond their plane. Biggles lifts it to avoid the hills, but he knows that it will be impossible to continue flying like this. He must land.
Sizzling sausages, old bean, you can't see. And once we go down, we'll be caught by those belly crags.
I know all that, Bertie, but what else can we do? We are nearly 1,500 miles from Pakistan, and there are the Himalayas to cross, the highest mountains in the world. We can't possibly make it flying blind.
Strikes me we can't do any belly thing. Personally, we just as soon put on a brolly, hold our noses, and jump into space.
Don't be ridiculous. We're not going to ditch the kite.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Whatever we do, I have a horrible feeling we Lissies are going to end up in the same state as that poor blooming eagle.
We'll get down safely. We must. The folk at Nanhu are depending on us.
I know you're a middling to good pilot, old trout, but do you mind telling me how we're going to do it?
There must be a way. Let me think for a moment. Bertie, hop back to the Astral Dome as quickly as you can.
What on earth for?
Because you'll be able to see from there, you ass. You can direct me over the intercom.
Sizzling sausages. You mean my eyes and your flying sort of thing?
Yes. It'll be like going in blindfolded, but it's the best we can do. Hop to it, Bertie. The sooner we get this over, the better.
Well, if you're really keen on the idea, old bean, personally, we'd rather put it off for about 5 years. What ho, old trout? Ears flapping madly and all that?
I'm receiving you. Can you see the ground clearly from there?
Too valley clearly. It looks positively horrible. Hills and valleys all over the blooming place.
Never mind. Pick something reasonably flat and direct me to it.
Before I do that, old bean, I've a spot more bad news for you. A bit of that poor old eagle sort of waffled up beyond the windscreen. Forced back by the air pressure, I suppose.
Where did it finish up?
Between the cockpit and the dome. Wrapped around the pressure pump. Not a pretty sight, I might add.
Holy Moses, then the pump can't be working.
Don't see how it can tangle up with skin and bones.
Well, at least that settles all doubt about going down. Find somewhere for me to land, Bertie.
Throw off some hide, old sausage. But don't alter your direction.
Okay.
Yes, keep it going at that. We're in luck.
About time. What are you aiming for?
There's a green flat patch straight ahead. Looks just the thing for us.
Green?
Well, fairly green, a bit like old Ginge.
Are you sure it isn't a swamp?
I can't see any water about. I think it's that patch of green we saw some time ago. It's sort of broad basin between some hills.
Sounds all right. But keep your eyes open for water. Don't want to finish up bogged down.
We'll keep the orbs observing. Keep going, old bean. You're doing fine. Magnificent, old trout. Positively belly magnificent. You couldn't have done better if you'd used your eyes. There's nothing ahead of you, but pull up as soon as you can. I'm coming down. Old sausage, that's one for the jolly old scrapbook. We Lissies are proud of you.
Landed a bit too high, I thought. There were a few nasty bumps. I shouldn't have flattened out so soon.
Better too soon than too late, old trout. We're here and we're barely well alive. That's all that matters.
I suppose so. Thanks, Bertie. You did a darn good job in bringing me down.
Just routine to us, Lissies, old bean. Call on us any time you've got the blinkers on.
I feel as if I had just done 15 rounds with the world's heavyweight champion.
Yes, well, even that little scrap would be better than what we've just been through, old bean. Well, what now? Shall we trundle out and wipe up the mess?
Do you mind if we leave it for a while? It'll be as hot as Hades outside, and I don't exactly feel like work at the moment. Plenty of time for repairs later.
I should say this is the flattest area of ground in the vicinity, Ginger. Is it large enough?
Yes, just about it. It's a bit of a mess, isn't it?
Mess?
Littered with rubbish, all the rocks and those small bushes. We'd never land a plane with those on the strip.
We must clear them, of course.
But shall we be able to, Henrik? There's no one left to work on it but you and me. Ming's off to Tung Wang tonight. Feng will be on guard. And Father Dubron will be looking after Algy.
But there are the women folk.
Oh, I don't think we can ask them to lug this stuff around. The climate will make the work impossible. Let's wander further afield and see if we can find an easier spot.
Very well. There is another position to the north of here. I'll take you to it.
The big sand dune wipes this out. The only way we could make a strip would be to dig it away.
Well, that would be impossible.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry, Henrik. We'll have to keep looking.
Well, this is not going to be easy.
It would be if we had a gang of about 15 men, some earth-moving equipment, and 3 months to do it in. But we'll have to find a patch of ground that can be turned into an airstrip by 2 pairs of hands.
What do you think of this place?
Hopeless.
But what is wrong with it? It is flat.
Yes, and it's soft. The wheels would sink into the sand and the plane would go over on its nose. The only time a plane could land here would be after wet weather.
Well, that is unlikely at this time of the year.
From the feel of the atmosphere, I'd say it never rains here. Oh, I'm nearly done in.
It is the heat. The worst has passed, but it is still too hot for us to walk and walk and walk as we are doing.
I'm sorry, Henrik, but we must. Our only chance of escaping from here is in the plane, and it won't land unless we have a strip prepared. Keep going. It'll be all right, but we can never shift that big clump of rock without a bulldozer.
Ginger, I can go no further. Already we are 2 miles from the oasis.
I've had it too, but we must find somewhere, Henrik.
Of all the places we have inspected, isn't there one we could use?
Well, I suppose the first was the best, but there was so much rubbish on it.
But nothing we could not clear.
Oh, yes, it was mainly smallish stuff. But there are only the 2 of us.
Well, let us go back to it and start work. If I know there is a purpose in what I do, I can carry on. But this eternal searching is too much for me in the heat.
All right, we'll tackle that one. We may not get it finished in a week, but at least we can try. I think you'd better go back to the oasis, old man. You've had enough for one day.
No. The work must be done.
Hello there.
Oh, Anne.
We're working on the landing strip, Miss Traves. Anything you want?
I came to tell you that we're more hopeful about your friend. I thought you'd like to know at once.
Algy. He'll be all right?
We think so. Of course, he won't be able to move from the cave, and he'll be weak for some time. But Father Dubron is delighted with the medical supplies you brought. He found exactly what he needed amongst them.
Oh, that's terrific news. May I see him?
Well, we're keeping him under sedatives until tomorrow. But perhaps then you'll be able to talk to him for a few minutes. Henrik, are you all right?
I am rather tired, that is all.
Oh, you're exhausted. Go back to the oasis at once. You mustn't stay out in this heat while you're in that state.
No. There is so much to be done.
What?
We're clearing all the rocks and the bushes off this patch of ground so that it can be used as an airstrip. There's a fair bit of the stuff, and, well, only the 2 of us to work on it.
There are 3 of us. You can come out again when the sun's gone down, Henrik.
No, Anne.
I insist. Now, what do you want me to do, Ginger?
How are you going with the pump, Holbein?
I've examined it. It's bent enough to throw it off balance, but I think I can fix it.
Take a bit of time, won't it?
Probably a day or two. But that's nothing if we can make the kite airworthy again. Have you cleaned the mess off the windscreen yet?
Yeah, I'm about to burble into it now. Belly stuff's gone hard. It'll be hard to shift. Sizzling sausages, I'm going to need sandpaper for this.
Put some beef into it and you'll be right.
Righto, old trout. Here goes some of the Lissy mussel. Oh, baked potatoes.
What did you do, buddy?
Well, I hate to say it, Holbein, but I smashed the belly perspex.
Just a second, I'll come down.
That darned bird must have cracked it when it hit. I put some pressure on it and the whole blooming thing broke up.
Holy smoke. Now we haven't a windscreen.
I'm awfully sorry, Holbein, but I noticed that it was cracked. There was so much belly goo on it.
It's not your fault. But this puts us right on the spot.
Baked potatoes, yes. We haven't anything to replace it.
And we can't fly 1,500 miles without a windscreen.
Ginge may be able to prepare the strip, but now it looks as if there'll be no plane to land on it. Can Biggles overcome this calamity? For how long will their friends at the Oasis be safe? Listen again for the thrills in the next chapter of The Air Adventures of Biggles.